Started with the watch. Not just any watch, mind you. This was my grandfather's, a relic from his days as a, well, he never said exactly. Something important, something secret. After he passed, it came to me, tucked away in a velvet-lined box in his study. It was heavy, intricately carved with symbols I didn't recognize, and the second hand didn't sweep, it jumped. Not like a quartz watch, but differently. Erratically, almost. I'm a clockmaker, so I know watches. This was wrong. Intrigued, I started to take it apart. That's when I found the inscription on the inside of the case, Tempus fugit, veritas mene. Time flies, truth remains. Cryptic. Deeper inside, I found a tiny, almost microscopic lens, and behind that, a sliver of paper. The paper was even stranger, a series of coordinates, and a date, 11:59 p.m., October 27. No year. My curiosity was burning. I had to know what the coordinates meant. I plugged them into my old GPS, I prefer it to my phone sometimes, less traceable, you know. They pointed to a spot about 100 miles north of the city, in the middle of Blackwood Forest. Blackwood Forest. The name sent a shiver down my spine. I'd heard stories, strange disappearances, weird lights. Superstition, I'd always thought. Until now. The date. October 27. That was tonight. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had to go. It was more than curiosity, it was a pull, a compulsion. I packed a bag, tools, a flashlight, some food, and, of course, the watch. The drive was tense. The forest loomed, dark and imposing, the trees like skeletal fingers reaching out. The closer I got, the more my head throbbed, a strange pressure building behind my eyes. The GPS led me to a narrow, overgrown track, barely visible in the fading light. I had to abandon the car and continue on foot. The forest was silent, eerily so. No birds, no insects, just the crunch of leaves under my boots and the frantic beating of my own heart. The coordinates led me to a clearing. In the center was a circle of ancient stones, bathed in the eerie glow of the rising moon. And then, the watch started to vibrate. The jumping second hand went wild, spinning erratically. The symbols on the watch case began to glow. A beam of light shot down from the sky, directly onto the circle of stones. It wasn't a normal light, it shimmered, distorted the air around it. The ground began to tremble. I felt a surge of energy, a feeling of wrongness, of reality itself bending. Then, they appeared. Figures, shimmering and indistinct, coalescing out of the light. They weren't human, but they weren't not human. Tall, slender, with eyes that glowed with an ancient, unknowable light. They moved with a fluid, unnatural grace. They were talking, but not with words. It was a telepathic communication, a flood of images and emotions that overwhelmed my mind. They showed me things. Visions of time, not as a linear progression, but as a vast, interconnected web. They showed me the past, the future, possibilities I couldn't even comprehend. And they showed me the watch. It wasn't just a timepiece. It was a key. A key to somewhere else. They wanted to take it. I don't know why, but I knew I couldn't let them. I clutched the watch, the metal burning against my skin. The figures advanced, their glowing eyes fixed on me. I don't know how, but I broke free from their grasp. Maybe it was the adrenaline, maybe it was the watch itself, reacting to their presence. I ran. I ran as fast as I could, the figures pursuing me through the forest, their silent, gliding forms terrifying in the moonlight. The forest seemed to twist and turn, the trees moving, the path shifting. It was like a nightmare. I could hear their thoughts in my head, a constant, insistent pressure, give it to us. It belongs to us. I finally reached my car, the engine sputtering to life. I drove like a maniac, the figures receding in the distance, but the feeling of being watched, of being hunted, remained. I made it back to the city, shaken and terrified. I still have the watch. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what I saw, what they were. But I know one thing, my grandfather's secret wasn't about the past. It was about something else. Something far stranger, and far more dangerous. And I'm afraid it's not over.